Hi, everybody, and welcome back. As always, glad to have you with us. Certainly glad it's Friday, regardless of the weather conditions outside. And yeah, we're going to spend some time talking about that. Not just the weather over the past 24 hours today and the next 24, 48, and so on, but we'll also go back to some weather conditions eerily similar to these quite a few years ago. We'll have that, a couple of structure fires, actually a fire involving a structure struck by an automobile, and then an automobile on fire in another case. And we'll have some other news and information and a whole lot to try to squeeze into the next half hour. First off, just a little checklist that I need to go over of things that I either have just coming in or just didn't get completed by airtime. Of course, classes were let out here in McGoffin County earlier today as of 2 o'clock due to the weather conditions, and so far, everything is just kind of right on the verge. We're still faring rather well, but we're on or at the tipping point, so to speak, and I'll elaborate more on that. And of course, a lot of folks seeing a lot of snow and wintry weather to our north and west. We're going to stay out of that for the most part. I can tell you that the McGoffin County High School basketball games, the home openers for the girls and boys, is a doubleheader where they're hosting Betsy Lane. Both games still on schedule for tonight. And yes, the Christmas parade and all the festivities are still on schedule for tomorrow, because tomorrow is not going to be anything like today or Sunday. It's still going to be dry, still going to be sunny, albeit cold, but it's going to be a nice wintry weather day with a little absence of the snow, so to speak, that I wouldn't mind to have for everything happening tomorrow evening. We'll get to that. I don't have your updated list of candidate filings this hour. Simply an error. I didn't get my call into the county clerk's office in time. I do know by happenstance that Josie Wireman Bailey has filed to run for county court clerk here in McGoffin County, and that's as far as I know of any new filings since our last update. I'll have one for you next week. I also have not received any new information in regards to that drug checkpoint, which was established by multiple agencies yesterday. I showed you a little video of the checkpoint itself with some sparse details last evening. The Sheriff's Office, Operation Unite, Kentucky State Police, DEA, maybe some other departments as well, all working together yesterday, establishing a drug checkpoint on the Mountain Parkway here in Sagersville. They haven't issued an official statement in that regards to how successful that was for them on yesterday. So we'll also have that next week. May or may not have a story next week, may squeeze it in tonight. We have a camera at a meeting of the Civil War Reenactment Committee. They got some big news, big check for a big project. And that might make it back in before I leave you. We'll get to that in just a second. And on a total unrelated note, a couple of other announcements that I have needed to get to, a couple that I have, and not as often as I needed to this week, but we need to certainly make mention of tonight before I go any further and let them slip again. First, if you're out doing any holiday shopping tomorrow, and it's going to be a much better day tomorrow, cold, but definitely dry, or say before you go down to the downtown Sagersville area for all the Christmas festivities, stop by the Keeping Room at the lower end of town on West Maple Street at the bottom of the Ivy Point Hill for the last day of their 15th annual old-fashioned Christmas open house. Tomorrow, 10 to 5, you can stop in, check out all the primitive handcrafts and antiques and so much more, things you will not find anywhere. They're going to have some mulled cider and baked goods to serve. They're going to have door prizes, a drawing for them tomorrow as well. And it's only 10 to 5 for the last day of the 15th annual Old-Fashioned Christmas Open House at the Keeping Room in downtown Sagersville. And an announcement that I had for the community calendar, but I'm going to put it in here because it looks pretty sweet. My friends at the Burning Fork Community Church are making and selling chocolate-covered strawberries. They're packaged to make a beautiful Christmas gift for anyone on your list. They're $20 per box, at least nine beautiful strawberries per box. They come with crushed pretzels or coconut or mini M&Ms or colored confections, mini chocolate chips or crushed peanuts or white chocolate drizzle, or a little bit of an assortment for all. And they'll be delivered on December the 10th and 11th and the next week on December the 17th and 18th. If you have someone hard to buy for, you're going somewhere and need a little something to take with you, well, there's your answer. The Burning Fork Community Church there behind the BP on 114, and you can call to place your order 349-6400, and they're in the book. But it's a great fundraiser. The ladies of the Burning Fork Community Church are making and selling these chocolate-covered strawberries, and it's a wonderful Christmas gift idea, 349-6400. And while this is on a totally personal note, I guess one of the perks of having your own show, it's something that I've meant to do all week long, and it's just been one of those news weeks around here. But this vehicle's in my driveway, and it's a family-owned vehicle since new, and it's got about 160,000 miles on it. It's an '02 Jeep Liberty, four-wheel drive. It's a sport model, power windows and air, and four-wheel drive. Great tires, keyless, rather remote start for those cold mornings. It's got a brand new battery. It has a bad, what I believe and what I'm told by mechanics is a blown head gasket. And rather than repair the vehicle, well, my mother-in-law is selling it as is. $1,750 for the vehicle. Never been wrecked, never been off-road, all highway miles. Great fixer-upper for someone mechanically inclined, or maybe with a mechanic in the family, or so you can still put some money into it, come out way ahead. But the vehicle needs a new home, and it needs to get out of my driveway, and it's $1,750. It does have a bad head gasket. It can be seen, started, and checked out by giving me a call at 349-3699. Now let's talk about the weather. I'll have your latest forecast for you in just a few moments, but let's talk about what we have been seeing out there. Rain, and a lot of it. You know, we were talking about maybe 4 to 6 inches of rainfall in totality between yesterday at the beginning and the end of the second round next week. Well, we're already knocking on the door of that total, and we certainly look to surpass it before it's all over. Around the 6 o'clock hour yesterday, we just clocked 1 inch of rainfall. By 11 o'clock last night, I had 1.83 inches of rainfall here at the newsroom. By 11:30 this morning, well, we were knocking on the door 3.5 inches of total rainfall since the onset of this rain event. And as of, let's say 5:30, my last check, 4.85 inches of rainfall. And still more to come. All courtesy of a cold front continuing to stall over the Appalachian region. Waves of low pressure moving along the front, bringing precipitation to the area through tonight before the cold front finally starts to push off to the southeast again. Much of the precipitation will fall as rain, but you can see, look at all that wintry mix. I had a cousin in Louisville who had 4 inches of snowfall in Louisville by 4 o'clock after being let out of work at 2 with pretty much no snow on the ground. We're going to see some of that wintry weather just on the fringe. But before that, we're still going to see quite a bit of rain to add to the total. And with all of that rain that's fallen and still more to come, of course, advisories, a small stream flood advisory, a flood watch in effect. I'll give you the time frames with the latest update in just a few moments. And, of course, as colder air moves in tonight, we're more than likely going to see some wintry mix and then some possible black ice conditions, as roads are certainly going to be wet when temperatures get well below freezing. I'll give you an update on that. And then we'll, of course, focus on round 2 Saturday night, late Saturday night, mind you, through Thursday of next week. Another wintry mix is expected to kick off another possibly serious round of rain that could add up to some bad conditions like we eerily experienced here in this very spot 35 years ago. Tomorrow, I have some pictures for you, take you back a ways in just a few moments as well. Right now, let me take you to some commercials, and we'll be right back with more headlines. As we remember while we honor the season and get ready to embrace a bright new year, we'd like to take just a moment to wish you and all those you know and love the merriest of Christmases and happiest of New Years. From your home away from home for short-term rehabilitation or long-term nursing needs, all with a standard of excellence and a tradition of caring. Merry Christmas from Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation. It's so new it doesn't even have a name, but it does have an amazing taste all its own. 4 pancakes, butter, syrup, plus your choice of any of our dozens of DQ toppings with a little whipped cream on top, and of course some of our world-famous DQ soft serve. And you can add bacon, sausage, or even a little country ham for a full-blown breakfast treat. So sink your taste buds into a quarter or even half-pound grill burger fixed exactly like you like it. And you want to know the best part? James says you can have either one for breakfast as early as you want, but only at your Sagersville DQ. Check out our daily specials that get even better after 4 p.m. only at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Saturday's the day we like it a little hot and spicy with our 20-piece box of wings, only $6.99, or only $5.99 after 4 p.m., or you can make it a hot and spicy meal deal with 10 wings, your choice of 2 homemade sides and a biscuit,
for just $4.69 or $3.99 after 4 o'clock. Only at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. And Sunday's a day unlike any other day at Lee's with our Sunday special. That's right, chicken and dumplings and cobbler for just $4.49. $3.99 at 4 o'clock. Only at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. They've got muck boots for the hills and the mud, work boots for on and off the job, like the newest and maybe most comfortable, hardest working Red Wing ever. They've got Western boots for kicking up your heels and a whole new store full of the newest styles from all the famous makers you love, like Wrangler, Carhartt, Ariat, Miss Me, Leathers by Scully, and more at the brand spanking new Red's Boot Barn in Sayersville. From time and money-saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Sayersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Sayersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time.
Whoa! Head over to Home Furniture to lighten my load and get a great deal.
Bundle packages are here. Purchase TVs, receive your choice of a Blu-ray, DVD, Xbox 360, or Wii game system. Purchase a mattress set, get a free sheet set and mattress pad. Purchase an adult recliner, receive a free kids recliner. Financing for 36 months, 0% interest to qualified buyers. Home Furniture, Highlands Plaza, Prestonsburg.
2 fires to report to you tonight, both, oddly enough, automobile-related. The first, a blaze that destroyed a McGoffin County home late last night, a home that had been struck by an automobile earlier in the afternoon. In the first report, the only relationship between the automobile and the house that authorities are aware of or can confirm at this point is the fact that this home was struck by an automobile on yesterday. I showed you these pictures last evening. A McGoffin County couple received what we believe were minor injuries after the husband lost control of the vehicle and it went off the roadway and struck the residence just across Buffalo Road on Lick Creek. They were both out of the vehicle upon arrival of emergency personnel and taken by a family member to an area hospital for what was believed to be some minor injuries. The homeowner not at home at the time of the blaze learned of the collision a few moments later. Bloomington Mountaineer Volunteer Fire Department Chief Allison Howard told me earlier today via a telephone conversation that that same homeowner was reportedly at a hotel or motel last evening due to the damage done to the home, possibly interfering, I would imagine, with the heat, as there was a significant hole in the front of the house. The car collided with the large window in front of the residence and pushed it inside into the home. The homeowner not at home. We know that the residence in question was owned by Doug Coffey, his son residing at this home at the time. Howard says he was not at home last night, and the cause of the fire is still yet to be determined, but you can see what the fire department encountered upon their arrival. A motorist called it in last night to 911 after seeing flames coming from the same residence that was struck by that vehicle. Upon arrival of the fire department personnel, the home was already completely engulfed in flames and soon to be completely destroyed by a very massive fire. As I said, no one was at home at the time. The exact cause is still yet to be determined. It was reported around 11 o'clock last night, and both the Bloomington and North McGoffin Fire Department, who rendered mutual aid, were on scene for about 2 hours until 1 a.m. They made multiple trips to the nearest fire hydrant using an unknown amount but significant amount of water to try to keep the flame from spreading to anything combustible in the area. But as you can see, the home was completely destroyed. The second fire to report tonight directly related to an automobile. A student at the McGoffin County High School was in between buildings and noticed that a car parked behind the gymnasium was smoking. He alerted the authorities or school representatives, and they returned on scene with a fire extinguisher, and the Sayersville Fire Department responded and arrived momentarily, but not before the vehicle would burst into flames. It's believed right now that a starter may have been faulty and caused a fire, which then spread to the entire vehicle. The student, which noticed the smoke and first reported it to school officials, was not the owner of the car.
That owner, also a student, well, sadly suffered a complete loss of her vehicle. Much more news to come, but right now, announcements on our community calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau and your local agent, Doug Green. I've got 2 announcements tonight, this Friday. The first is a birthday wish to Belinda. Happy birthday, Belinda. Belinda Gibson is 38. Belinda Gibson's not 38, but Belinda Gibson's brother said, tell her happy 38th birthday. Sounds good to me. Belinda, we hope you've had the happiest of birthdays from a whole lot of friends and family. Happy birthday to you. And I've got only one other announcement tonight on our community calendar, and you may well be able to guess what that is, and that's the fact that our Sagersville Joy of Christmas hometown celebration is on schedule for tomorrow. The weather, believe it or not, it's not going to play a factor. Except for it's going to be cold. You'll want to bundle up, find some hot cocoa somewhere around the downtown area. Guarantee somebody's going to have it. When you see it, point me in the right direction. Opening ceremony start at 3 at the cabins. The tree lighting ceremony at 5:30. The parade at 6. Caroling, Christmas goodies, I'm sure, here and there. Santa Claus at the Sayersville Fire Department thereafter with gifts for the little girls and boys. It all starts tomorrow under sunny skies at 3 o'clock. We hope to see you there. We hope to see your announcement on our community calendar. This is how you get them on the program.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland, and I want to be your family lawyer. Sometimes we all have troubles in our life, and when we do, it's good to have a friend that you can call on and during times of legal trouble. Please give me a call. I have been here my entire life. I was born here, I was raised here, I have a family here, and I've practiced law here since 1994. So if you ever have pain, if you ever have trouble, if you're ever in need, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne, 349-9000.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Let's do this. Can't believe my daughter wants to marry a Hatfield.
And I can't believe my son fell in love with a McCoy.
I got one thing to say. They're going to have the wireless plan with the best service.
And I say they're going to have the wireless plan with the biggest savings.
Daddy!
Hush up, Mary Beth.
Pa, stay out of this, Jonah.
We're done talking.
You got that right.
Better service.
Bigger savings.
Daddy, we've both got Appalachian Wireless. Better service.
Bigger savings.
That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
This is John at Premier Motor Sales in Paintsville, Kentucky. We appreciate y'all shopping with us, and if you're in the market for a used vehicle, we carry all sorts of different kinds of makes and models. For example, here I have a 2009 Chevy Malibu LT. I also have a 2010 Toyota Corolla S. It's no problem to find you what you're looking for. Give us a call at 297-4121 in Paintsville, Kentucky.
It's a time to cherish and a time to remember the reason and to pause and relish in the joy and spread the spirit of the Christmas season. And it's best done with a holiday stop at the seasonal shop in Sagersville, where the trees from simple to lavish are all gleaming with Christmas cheer, and where the decor, the colors, textures, and designs all come together as we hope with your family and friends this Christmas. So let the seasonal shop help brighten your home with a little festive decorating, from an ornament to adorn your tree or a complete collection to warm your hearts and homes. The region's biggest and brightest selection of holiday decor this side of the North Pole is at Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville. The 2014 Terrexes are in with a newly redesigned 800cc power plant and a new 2-seat configuration. And the XP1000 is on the ground, 107 horsepower and a world-class suspension, plus Polaris financing as low as 2.99%, 5.99% for up to 72 months. But it's only good till the end of the year at Connolly's Kawasaki and Polaris of Paintsville. Sagersville Medical Center is proud to welcome their newest provider and member of the family, family nurse practitioner Erica Blackburn, caring for children's sick and well visits, adult acute and chronic conditions, and women's health issues. And they're pleased to invite you to join them for a meet and greet in her honor and yours on Friday, December the 13th from 3 to 5 at Sagersville Medical Center. They're serving refreshments and giving away door prizes. You don't have to be present to win, but they look forward to seeing you as they embark on their exciting future with their newest provider, Erica Blackburn, family nurse practitioner.
The weather didn't put a stop to gridiron action as all Kentucky High School athletic gridiron games continued on as scheduled.
And that includes the last round for this evening, the Belfry-Wayne County matchup. Just a few moments ago, game probably coming to an end right about now if you're catching the early show. Belfry was up 3-0. Wayne County punting off after not being able to score. Close game. We're talking about 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter of play, and it's a 3-point ball game, and I mean literally 3-point ball game. Belfry ahead 3-0 over Wayne County. Wow, what a matchup. Wayne County, the very top seed in Class 3A football, undefeated 14-0 on the season. Belfry just a couple of rungs on the ladder down at the third spot at 13-1, actually tied at 13-1 with Bourbon County. And Belfry got there by defeating a list including Jackson County, Lawrence County, Pike Central, and Bourbon County. And this one's still going to go down possibly to the wire. We wish our Eastern Kentucky team well. They're holding their own, certainly, as I think most everyone expected them to do.
And before we leave you with a forecast that's going to be wet and wintry as we've been coming to expect now for days on end, maybe even a little more so than what we had hoped for. Let's go back 35 years where conditions were rather eerily similar to what we're seeing now, albeit much worse in the end.
As I'm talking to you right now, if you're catching the early show, literally exactly closing in on the 5-inch mark for this rain event. Getting ready to start to wind down round one. We're not there yet. Still got a lot of precipitation to go. Not as much as we've seen. Then we'll see a break tomorrow. Then another round starting the latter half of your weekend. Well, back in 1978, it was a two-prong attack as well. Severe flooding across Kentucky from not one but two rain events. One starting on December the 3rd, and then the next on December the 7th. They yielded record discharges across the state in eastern Kentucky. The flood of 78 resulted in $50 million in damages and 5 lives lost. 2 inches of rainfall fell from December the 3rd and on the 4th, and it was fairly evenly distributed across Kentucky in those amounts. But on December the 7th, a second and less forgiving storm entered from the southwestern corner of Kentucky, tracking northeast with a maximum daily rainfall of 5.56 inches. A total of 9.62 inches of rain was observed at the relief gauge near West Liberty by the time it was all said and done. That's a lot. It's documented that much of Magoffin County was inundated with 7.58 inches of rainfall, and residents historically saying that this was the worst flood of all. 35 years ago tomorrow, that second round would begin here in eastern and other parts of Kentucky. And while we now have officially, as I said, logged 5 inches of rainfall, we're not expecting conditions such as that. We're going to see some flooding problems. We're going to see some wintry weather as well. We're under a winter watch as well as a flood watch, and we've been talking about it for days, and it's only gotten just a bit worse than what we have been predicting for the past 24, 48 hours or so. The National Weather Service concurs with most all other computer models that rain's going to continue to fall this evening, and then we'll see some changeover, rain and sleet before 1 a.m., then a chance of some rain or freezing rain between 1 and 3, maybe a little freezing drizzle after 3 a.m., and then it's going to start to wane. Tomorrow we should see only areas of freezing drizzle before 10 a.m. at the latest, then gradually becoming mostly sunny. We'll only see 34 degrees for our daytime high tomorrow, and things will be dry and cold tomorrow night for all of the Christmas festivities. A low of around 26. Bundle them up, moms and dads, and for yourselves too. It's going to be cold, but it's going to be dry. Now, there will be precipitation starting late Saturday night, but it's going to be late. Late. Should not even be a problem at all. Don't expect it to be. and that is going to be some good news. Although Sunday we'll get in on that mix, starting us all off one more time, and then, of course, we'll see rain thereafter. Rain likely on your Monday as well before sunshine comes back around Tuesday and then stays around for several days thereafter. But you know the drill. You've been forewarned. Stay in tonight if you can. If you have plans, just keep an eye on the weather. Black ice is going to be a serious issue tomorrow when these wet roadways, and late tonight as well, and early in the morning, when they start to freeze after temperatures get below freezing. Right now, we're holding at 35 degrees for the early show, and that was our low this morning. We topped out at 44. We're back to 35 already. We hope you fare well through all the inclement weather, and we hope you join us tomorrow night for what I'm hoping will be a wonderful Sagersville hometown Christmas celebration. For now, that is my time. Thank you all for being a part of it. Be safe this weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday for more of Your News Today, a full show of which I've already got in store. See you then.